Oh, Happy New Year, everyone. What a year it has been for Miss Ladybug. I have so many thoughts and emotions running through. But that's a good thing. Emotions. That's a good thing. Feelings. Even if they hurt. I didn't want to cry during this, but it is who I am. I have a very tender heart, and I feel things deeply. But that doesn't mean I'm sick. And that's how I've been treated since like 1989 when I became a single mom. You know, those years from 1989 to 1994, being alone most of the time, being a single mom with no child support really, except for a very short time. Trying to do PTA and Cub Scouts and take my kids camping and a whole bunch of things. It took a toll. And my way of trying to have a little peace or a little break from so much responsibility when I didn't really know how to do it because I'd never really been taught. I found my way to gambling. And I also found my way to depression. And depression had been there before, but I had always shined on, smile, and rocked past it. And so I remember having my first panic attack when I was about 29 or 30. I was working my own business doing landscape maintenance. I also was working at UPS. I also was in a questionable romantic involvement. And I was just trying so hard to overcome so many things. And gambling was something I could do just for me. But it made me depressed because I was behaving in ways that weren't typical for me. I wasn't being responsible with finances, which I'd always been. I wasn't being responsible with my time because I had always been an achiever and a producer and a people pleaser above all things. But I wasn't being a people pleaser, and that was the beginning of the journey, you know. My family was like, she's sick, and I'd always been a bit OCD. I liked things in order. I also had been a bit emotional all my life, my teenage and adult years, but I also was raised not knowing how to deal with the emotions and stress of life, because my parents had their struggles too, and they didn't teach me. And while I don't blame them, the fact remains I wasn't taught how to deal with relationships, caring for a home, being financially responsible. I really wasn't taught how to do those things. I was taught how to work and how to please and how to just do whatever it took to make the people around me happy. So when I started acting out with my gambling, that was the beginning of the medication. My first panic attack was I was working. Oh gosh, I was working so much doing landscape maintenance. I had my own business. I worked with my dad part-time, and eventually I got to where I had my own business. I bought my own mower and everything. Somebody who believed in me gave me a loan, and I made it work. I paid the loan off and I made it work. But being a single mom of 3 children, one who was really challenging and special, and I didn't know how to mother him very well. It took a toll. It just took a toll. And instead of anyone helping, really, truly saying, let me take a little bit of your load off by babysitting even. I didn't have child care for my kids. They went to work with me most of the time because whenever I left them with someone, they didn't get the things they needed that I wanted for them. But being a single mom without the benefit of child support routinely, without the benefit of a strong family background that was there to help, I struggled. And if that is what I am faulted for, then I'll be faulted for that. I knew I was intelligent and I wanted to go to school, but my first husband and the father of my children didn't want me blossoming that way, as well as my second husband was intimidated by my intelligence and my ability to learn and be independent. And to be honest, I think pretty much everybody in my family that I was reared with primarily didn't know how to deal with my fast mind. My brain worked really fast as a child and as a young adult, and people viewed my emotional outbursts because of my brain working so fast as an illness, but it was just feeling. And anyway, I remember getting my first Xanax and how that felt. And there have been times I've not had medications through the years, but my family always promoted me being on medication. They always said I was better because I wasn't so fast fast and so loud or so emotional when I was on medications. Anyway, I hadn't really thought of all of this until I decided 2 years ago to start weaning myself off pain pills and anxiety medications. I was taking, at that time 2 years ago, I was taking a moderate dose of Effexor. I think I was at I think I was at 75 then, 75 milligrams a day. And I also was on Percocet for back pain and fibromyalgia pain, and then Xanax for anxiety. And I had been on Ambien for sleep off and on, but I wasn't on it anymore, although I was on it for 5 years from 1994 to 1998 or 9. And then other times I was on it as well. But 2 years ago, it wasn't a sustainable life anymore, taking all these pills. And so I decided to start weaning off of them. And my primary care physician wasn't a physician, she was a nurse practitioner. And she was aware of what I was doing, and she supported it, but she had no knowledge of it as far as the potential rebound effects and etc. She didn't give me any guidance. I just was doing what I knew, and I didn't really know that one of the medications, I had been changed from Xanax to Ativan, and I didn't know how bad that could cause so many troubles coming off of that. Anyway, I am a victim of psychiatry. I'm a victim of pills and of people thinking that I needed to be fixed when I was just having emotions because of emotional things happening in my life. Even as a child, when my outbursts were very, very histrionic. The conditions that I was dealing with in my life as a child warranted that. They really did. Being afraid because there was nobody there. Being angry. Seeing my caretakers doing whatever they want and leaving me with my brother or brothers when I was much too young to have that responsibility. This happened for my whole life, from the age of 5 until I left home. There was no break. And I'm not blaming when I say this. I realize that my parents were much too young to have children, and they didn't know better. But the fact remains that I did not have the upbringing that I deserved. I did not have the stability that a child needs to function properly in life. And unfortunately, on top of all that, I was really, really smart, and that was hard on my family. So I took this journey not knowing how it would go. And people say, well, you didn't say what was going on. I didn't know what was going on. I was just on a journey, and I got off all those meds except for an antidepressant, and it rebounded so badly. And I can't take it back, but I have tried to remedy it, even though it's been denied. Anyway, I'm still on a journey, and I know now from finding other people like me who have been on the same journey that I'll heal, and my brain will get better, and I may have a really good life after another couple years of coming off pills and letting my brain heal. It's not a fast process, but I'm encouraged because I've just learned and seen enough in the last few months. I mean, I've come a long way in October, November, December, 3 months. I came here September 28th, I believe. So it's been 3 months, and I've come a long ways. I still have a long ways to go, but I have come a long ways, and I'm going to be okay. And 2017 is going to bring more of me into focus. I am going to be focusing just on me for the first time ever in my life, and I'm excited. And those that have tossed me under the bus or have believed this to be something else than what it's been, well, that's on them. No one else walks in my shoes, and no one else has gone through what I've gone through. And people can say whatever they want. I don't really care anymore. I know I'm going to be okay, and I know I'm worth being okay. Anyway, happy 2017. I know it's going to be better because I'm only going to be concerned with taking care of me and no one else. And that is going to relieve a humongous burden that I have carried since I have been a small child. So stick around and watch.